The Lighthouse Community Food Forest is an edible landscaping project designed by Lekker Land Design for the Salvation Army Food Bank in Salmon Arm. The project was begun in response to an increasing need for food security in the Shuswap area. Our mission is to grow healthy organic food to meet the human needs, be an example of sustainability and care for the land, be a transforming force in the community, increase community connections and resilience, while helping the community heal after a very difficult 2021, and to share valuable knowledge and skills. Lekker Land Design is a permaculture-based business based out of the Okanagan. We focus on edible, medicinal, local, water-wise, pollinator-friendly, zero-waste, and resilient landscape design. We also do seminars on permaculture and composting. You can reach us at lekkerlanddesign.ca. Lekker, for your reference, means delicious. We'll be developing the main front area of the Salvation Army space. This land is located in downtown Salmon Arm, right across from the fairgrounds. As you can see, we've got the grassy area right in front of the Lighthouse Ministries there at 3rd Street Southwest and 5th Avenue Southwest. Here's a look at what the property looked like in the summer of 2021 before any work was begun. Some of the considerations of this site were that we've got a bus stop right in front of there. We've got wheelchair access to keep in mind. The soil is very compacted and we have a slight slope moving away from the building. Our water access is behind the cedars in the background there, and we've installed irrigation in the fall of 2021. In the initial design of this site, we've taken into consideration a large biodiverse mix of edible plants, including fruit trees, bushes, raised beds for annual vegetables, as well as a compost area and an herb spiral. Some of the permaculture strategies that we are implementing in this project are rainwater harvesting, composting of all organic waste possible on the project, and guilds under the fruit trees to support them. Here's a basic overview of the plot showing you how many raised beds we've got, and this is how we'll keep track of what's growing year over year and to make it easy for people to find what they're looking for. To visualize what's coming, you can see here we've got raised beds made of steel, we've got Hugelkultur mounds, we've got our fruit trees, a pergola, the herb spiral, and some rainwater harvesting. To make sure everything's getting well pollinated and to add to the beauty of the project, we'll have a number of flowering plants, such as crocuses will be first thing in the spring. We'll have some echinacea, which is a medicinal plant, some yarrow, some narcissus, and many, many more. Because of the challenging soil conditions, we've decided to do raised beds and hugel plantings. Hugelkultur is essentially mound culture, and this is a way of building soil over time using vast amounts of organic material, including wood, compost, manure, food scraps, and mulch. We've opted for steel beds around the perimeter of the property to ensure things stay tidy, that they're raised up nice and high for accessibility, and also for the durability factor. The raised beds will be mixed plantings, so you'll see things like strawberry, spinach, and borage interplanted to support one another. Edible plants will be mixed in with flowering plants. To create interest as well as shade and to maximize on space, we'll have a cucumber trellis tunnel that you'll be walking through as you enter the property. We'll be mixing some perennial plants such as this rhubarb with annual plants like the broccoli in with things like edible flowers such as nasturtium, so that we've got a nice, diverse, and beautiful edible mix. Peppers and tomatoes will be interplanted with basil and marigolds to ensure a little bit of pest management, as well as being able to offer lots of opportunities for delicious cooking. Sunflowers have the benefit of being both beautiful and edible, not just for humans, but for birds. The kale here you can see is a beautiful purple, so we'll incorporate different colors as well. So visually, this will be an extremely interesting place to spend some time. Central to the space will be a 3-bin compost system constructed of upcycled pallets, and this will be our ongoing soil building strategy. Food-wise, we'll be sticking to the basics for the first year so that everybody gets a chance to see what different foods look like when they're growing, such as these onions, carrots, lettuce, and radishes. Using the indigenous strategy of the Three Sisters beds, corn, beans, and squash or cucumber can be grown together as they are beneficial for one another. Grapes grown on a trellis next to the pergola will offer not only a nice shady spot to stand, but a tasty and healthy snack for passersby. Garlic was planted in the fall and potatoes will be planted in the spring. Our red brick herb spiral will be constructed at the end of March and will include all sorts of herbs such as sage, oregano, thyme, chamomile, mint, and more. The herb spiral will be topped with a solar lighthouse, being a beacon of light and hope and food security for the Shuswap. And of course, if you're building a food forest, you have to have trees and shrubs. Apple, apricot, and peach trees all bloom and fruit at different times of the year, so we've got a regular harvest. They'll also be interplanted with guilds, including plants like yarrow, clover, grape hyacinth, calendula, artichoke, and many more. While the site does include irrigation that was installed in the fall of 2021, we'll also support that with some rainwater harvesting, which is great not only for the plants, but also for potential fire protection. As you can imagine, a few structures will be necessary on this site. This 16 by 16 pergola will offer some shady area for people to gather, to learn, and to share. We'll also have some hooks hanging to hang the garlic in the fall and for generally information sharing. As mentioned before, we'll have trellises for the cucumbers, we'll have cages for the tomatoes, we'll have support for the trees, a compost area, and our rainwater harvesting system. Some of the foundation for this plan was already started in fall of 2021 with the help of some very generous and happy volunteers. Because this project is intended to build community, we reached out to a number of local businesses who helped us gather material to build our Hugelkultur beds. Water access has also been secured in the fall, so we can get planting right away in the spring. Many thanks go out to all of the donations and volunteers that we've had thus far, and particularly to the Shuswap Food Action Society, who has been instrumental in gathering people and materials for the initial installation. We are so excited about your involvement in this project in 2022 to increase food security in the Shuswap. If you're interested in getting involved, please contact us for more information.